and gentlemen, my name is Rossen and this is
JoAnn
from Tactical Performance Center. We'll talk today about interesting topic. Everybody wants to have a decent and very consistent results when it's shooting, so you want the hits to be very consistent and very predictable, right, JoAnn?
Right, definitely.
And today we're going to talk how to create that very consistent and stable shooting system when you're using a handgun. JoAnn, I have a simple question for you. When you feel more comfortable, more stable when you're shooting a handgun and when you're shooting a rifle?
Rifle.
Why?
The stock.
All right.
Allows for a lot more stability.
Stability, exactly. The stock. The stock is a mechanical system that we are bracing against that gives us that stability. It's very consistent. Now, how are we going to recreate that with a handgun? I want you just to take your shooting platform with your handgun.
Okay.
And we're going to introduce a very interesting concept here. Let's think about the handgun like the barrel of the rifle. And let's think about our arms like the stock of the rifle. So if you try to represent that system, first of all, I'll ask you another question. When you're shooting a rifle, let's say an AR-15, most of us actually are shooting AR-15. Do you want your stock to collapse all the time, or you want to be stable and solid?
Solid for sure.
All right, let's extend your handgun right now. And how are we going to make that stock solid? First of all, we can focus on our elbows. We want our elbows to compress each and every time, or we want to be solid?
Solid.
All right, guys, now we'll see how we're going to create it. All right, JoAnn, right now we're going to have an experiment. You'll see how we're going to create that stiffness of your elbows without actually locking the joints. So first of all, let's bend over and just relax our hands. Now just connect them together and get back to your shooting stance. You see that that's something what we call the natural extension of your arms, but the joints are not locked, right? They are slightly curved, and the reason of that is if you lock your joints and you shoot a lot, all the energy of the recoil will be absorbed by the joints. If they're locked, at some point that can cause a tendonitis or inflammation of the joints. So you want them to be a little bit more relief, but you want them to be stiffened. So how to create that? Just form a fists, and I want you to brace against the wall like you want to make a push-up against the wall with your body weight. And I'm going to apply a little bit of pressure. Your goal is not to allow the elbows to bend, right? Mm-hmm. And I can apply even more pressure and more pressure and more pressure. But if you stiffen your elbows, they're not locked, they're stiffened. You don't allow me to compress that elbows. Most of the time you're going to generate that effect by a little bit of using a little bit of triceps, most of your forearm muscles, just to stiffen that elbow joint, right? So right now we achieved our first task to make that stock solid. All right, now the second mission that we'll have is to simulate the actual stocking of the rifle. We have a very firm and stable stock. Now how we'll make our arms actually to simulate the actual stocking process of the rifle. Let's get together to that process. First of all, what we achieve by stocking a rifle?
Stability.
A very stable position. What's the actual process of stocking of the rifle? We're placing the stock on the position where we want. There are several differences. You can do that in the shoulder pocket, or you can do it inside of the pectoral muscle. Depends on the different techniques. Then, what we need to do to achieve that stability? We need to press the entire stock until that the tissue here, it's compressed and it cannot give any more, right? Then the stock will be pretty firm. Mm-hmm. How we can simulate that with our arms. If we think that the arms are the stock, so now JoAnn will brace again against the wall, stiffening the elbows and the wrists. And I want you, JoAnn, right now to hyperextend your shoulders. And now relax the shoulder muscles until the body will find a natural place here. As you can see, the arms are going further back until they reach a point that they cannot go further back biomechanically. They are just stuck in the shoulder joint socket. And that's the position that they will be very, very stable, and there's no more way back. It's again the same simulation, like you can press the stock against your chest. You feel comfortable right now, JoAnn?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I could stay like this forever.
All right. Now, let's create your shooting platform like this. All right. And we'll do one more thing. Imagine that you're holding a rope. There's a rope coming through from your arms, and I want you to pull that rope slightly down. As you can see, actually you're including your back muscles right now a little bit slightly when you're pulling that rope down, and that will help you to connect that isosceles triangle that we created with both of the arms and the straight back, and we connect the arms with the torso. So right now, when I'm moving the arms, I'm moving the entire torso together. Now hyperextend your shoulders forward. You see, I can freely move just the arms, and the arms are moving separately for the torso. What we want to achieve, we want to connect that isosceles triangle with the torso, so that will be one piece. The torso is moving with the arms. Our main goal at the end is to keep that isosceles triangle connected to the torso, and torso to be connected to the pelvis area. So all that which will be your solid and very consistent shooting platform when you're shooting a pistol. All right, JoAnn, I'll ask you to build your shooting platform one more time, exactly how we did it right now. So the elbows and the wrist are stiffened. They form that isosceles triangle that is connected to your torso, and the torso is connected to your pelvis. All right, JoAnn, right now, try a string of multiple shots in a rapid manner. Do it in your old style and tell me how you feel.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Walt, make ready. And just from compress while ready position, when you're ready.
Okay.
And go. All right, I see a lot of tension over there. Do you feel effortless?
No, definitely
Not quite. Let's build it in the right way right now. So have that natural extension. Stiffen your wrists, stiffen your elbows, drive the shoulders back and down. So connect that isosceles to your torso and connect the torso to your pelvis. And now fire multiple shots. The only thing that I want you to do right now is to stay very passive and move just the finger. All right, unload shortly and reholster. I saw during the first string there was a lot of tension over there, so you were pretty active, you're fighting the gun, etc., etc. Explain about it.
It was a lot harder for me to isolate the action of the trigger finger as well. When I had all that tension build up, I could really feel that I was forcing the gun around and not able to be good with my trigger press.
So during the first string, actually, you build your platform, your stance, using the muscle tension, right? The muscles. Tell me what's happened with the muscles under stress.
Muscles were really inconsistent, and I can tell that when the recoil hit me, it pushed me back a lot. I could feel my weight go right to my heels because it was hitting me like a sack of potatoes.
And then you actively need to return back and fight, right? So the muscles have the tendency to contract under stress. Can you recreate that contraction each and every time exactly the same? It's a very hard task to do, right? And the second string, actually, we build our shooting platform exactly how we want it. So we have our isosceles triangle And we simulate the stocking of the rifle. That means the shoulder back and down, so they cannot go further back because of the biomechanics of the body. At that point, actually, you start using your skeletal, your bone structure, instead of your muscle structure, a muscle system, right?
Right.
So if you build and connect that isosceles triangle and you connect it to your torso and you connect your torso to your pelvis and then relax everything that is not included in that system, just relax, that will guarantee you to control that gun absolutely passive. You have all the tools necessary, the gun to return back, recover from recoil and muzzle flip on this more or less on the same point of aim, and the only thing that you need to do is to move that finger. How effortless it feels.
It felt great. The recoil felt better because it wasn't hitting me so hard because my muscles were tight, and it felt easier. It was a lot easier to just focus on what I needed to work on and not worry about getting rocked back and hit.
And if you build correct that shooting platform and you have the center of gravity forward in order to counter that the impulse of the recoil, the only thing that you need to do is two things actually: to observe the sights and move just the finger. Okay, so JoAnn, would you like to tell our friends over there a few final words about your experience right now?
Definitely. Next time you're at the range, I highly encourage you guys to try this. Set up a camera just like we did, right parallel to your stance, or have a friend video you, and try both ways and see the results on camera and pay attention to how you feel, which one feels better.
All right, guys. My name is Rossen.
I'm JoAnn
From Tactical Performance Center. See you next time.